Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to SnB's F1 series here for round 10 at the Red Bull Ring in Austria. A fun track full of long straights and heavy braking zones, and plenty of chances for passing. Being one of the fastest circuits in F1, this track demands a low downforce and top speed setup, so drivers have had to perfect their setups. Tonight, it's gonna be wild, guys. I love this track. I raced it a little bit. You can see some of these guys already out on track, so I can't wait to see what they're gonna do. We've had some 104s out there. Rangers, Culture, Jacob, Hoagie, all of these guys in the 104s and 105s. So these guys are running flaming fast times, so it's gonna be fun. Sober David, what's up? We're missing you out here tonight for sure. I hope you're having a great night. It's good to see you out there. If you guys want to know a little about this track, we do have 16 minutes in qualifying. Some of these guys are on their outlaps. But while these guys make their outlap, let's take a look at Austria.
Welcome to Spielberg for another exciting Formula One race. This circuit is renowned for its backdrop, surrounded by natural beauty. Well, it certainly is an idyllic destination for the Austrian Grand Prix. It's one of the shortest laps on the calendar today then, with 7 rights and just 3 lefts, making up the 10 corners of this high-speed circuit. Turn 2 is barely a corner at all. They'll be flat out through there, a left-hand kink into the uphill braking zone of Turn 3. Turns 1, 3 and 4 are all potential opportunities to overtake.
Well, there you have it. There's a look at Austria, a really fun track. Let's go on board with Hokie Fan right now. He's currently on his first time lap. We have Woozy Emu. He is already on the board with a 1:09.1. That's similar to what he ran in practice, so we'll see if he can't improve on that. A pretty solid time. This week is round 10. It's going to be very, very cool to see how these guys improve over the rest of the season. We have a little bit of some stats to take a look at, but Jacob X99, let's take a look at him. He is in the grass right now, but after he got a 104.9 on the board. Flying time out there, going to be sitting on pole so far. Culture in second with a 105.2. Panda third, sitting with a 105.6, and Woozy going to be in fourth now as we look at Jacob making his way through. Mayor of Bag City, I did not get to see him practice tonight, but he already moves to the top of the board with a 104.7. We did see him practice a 104.071. That was put on the board by Rangers, with Culture following through with a 0.74. So some very close times. I'm curious, while we do have 14 minutes left in qualifying, will we see these guys make these laps go lower? I think we can count on it. In real life, things must take priority, moving stuff among other things. I completely understand. Absolutely. Let's take a look at some stats here. 4 wins. Rangers has 7. Mayor of Bag City, he's on the board with 2. That's been for the first 9 races. For poles, Rangers had 7 poles, along with Mayor of Bag City, who has had 2 poles. Podiums, Mayor of Bag City has the most, along with Rangers sitting at 8. JDM Hawk with 4 poles, or podiums, I should say. Culture also has 4 podiums this season. Leaf Justin with 2 podiums, and Sky with 1 podium so far. So we'll see how these guys can maneuver through, but let's take a look at the points. Driver standing, Rangers has a 205. He's going to be on top of there. Mayor of Bag City with the second most wins. It goes from 7 to 2, so a pretty huge difference. He has 163 points. We have Leaf Justin in third with 105, and Hawk with 89 points. Culture going to be sitting out there in the top 5 with 74 points. The constructor standings are going to be Ferrari taking the lead with 220. Mercedes not too far behind with the 208 points. And Alpine is going to round out the top 3 with 162 points, with Aston Martin in fourth with 110. So a little bit close for these constructor standings and some good battles for the driver standings. I want to see how it's going to play out through the rest of the season. I've said that a few times already tonight, but these times are looking pretty close. I think we're going to see a lot of drivers in the 105s and 106s, which so far we have about 5 drivers with a 105. 2 so far on the board with a 104.6 and a 104.9. Rangers has yet to make a time, and we know he has dominated this season in time, wins, you name it. So we'll see how he does here tonight once he makes it on track. Let me know. I know I ask this every race. Let me know who you think is going to win tonight. Who do you think is going to be on pole? 36 laps are on in store for tonight at the Austrian Grand Prix. Next week, we're going to see Netherlands. And then I'm going to be on vacation. I'm going to miss one of my favorite tracks, Saudi Arabia. So a little bit sad about that. But I'm sure these guys will have a ton of fun out there. I'm a bit sad I couldn't get the second Red Bull out there in the home track. I know. Culture is looking very strong out here tonight. I'm really hoping, although let me see where he is. Yeah, he's sitting P4 right now. I'm excited. I want to see him get a podium tonight. I want to see him in the booth. He was looking very, very strong. Mayor of Bag City and Rangers have had amazing battles out there, and Justin on the board with a 104.8. Let's take a look at him. I do believe that is his fastest of the night. And talking about, we see him going on to pit lane here. The entry to pit lane can be kind of interesting if you have anyone behind you. So these guys are going to have to watch as they make their way onto pit lane. Pit exit will be also interesting. It's kind of a tricky right-hander as they try to go out. So if you're not prepared, don't slow down enough. You will probably damage that left front wing. A lot of fast turns out here. But there is quite a few spots that you can get really messed up and get some damage out there if you overdrive it. So that's something we're going to have to watch out here tonight. But these guys have done a fantastic job so far this season. Just so many 105s. I'm hoping Panda makes it back out here. 4th all the way up to 9th. Sporting a 105.0 all the way up to a 105.8. Dion's going to round out the top 10 with a 106.7. Pokey Fan, Rangers, and Liebert, the only drivers to not make a lap yet. Daviandre, how are you? Hope you're doing well tonight. Let's go on board with Culture, who is directly behind Jacob. Culture sitting P5 on the board. Jacob P3. It is one of the fastest tracks, but yes, it does need fast reaction. Turn 3 and 4, I feel like those are some trouble spots. You see in sectors 1 and 2. Let's go on board. I do believe, yeah, JC, he's entering turn 3 right here. You really have to woe that car down. If you overdrive it, you're going to run into a lot of trouble. But we have Rangers. He's going to be on pole with a 104.1, a 10th off of his fastest lap that we saw in practice. Very interesting. So we'll see if he can't bring it down anymore. But right now, he is sitting comfortably in first out here by about half a second. Daviandre, I think I saw you in another chat for another stream today, and they were on F1. We will not be bringing these cars over to the 2022 game until next season. We'll finish out this season on 2021. Rangers still out there bringing that time. I kind of want to see what tires these guys chose to be on. The only driver that chose not to be on the softs will be Dion for dub. Top 10 will proceed to go to race with those soft tire compound. Dion, I'm kind of curious. Interesting strategy for him. He still has a really solid time out there with a 106.7, and man, just the amount of 105s out there really makes me excited for this race. I think we're gonna have a lot of close racing out there. Woozy, the only one that is out on track. Panda, I'm hoping we can see him back here, back in action. So far, he is not in the lobby. Daviandre says, I did a time here in Austria that I'm the fastest lap, a 104.4. Nice. That is flying. I'll tell you what, I ran a couple of laps tonight. The fastest I could get was a 109. I did practice with these guys, and I did like one lap, and I got a 113. I think I hit everything possible. I also didn't have a setup in. I don't even know how to apply one. Whatever they gave me is what I went on track with. All right, we have some more drivers out on track. Culture is going to take another swing at it. Hokey fan, the J Mac attack. JC has left the session. It always confuses me when these drivers leave the session. I hate it. Hopefully they'll make their way back in. Panda still not on track, but JDM Culture looking strong, 105.1. Just look at these times, how close they are. The top 10 guys almost within a second, so very, very fast out here. Fun track. Using presets in these races are okay, but not ideal. Yeah, I mean, to compete with everyone, you definitely need a setup. I would have loved to see how I would have done with a setup on. Come out to Brazil and I will teach you how to fly in an F1 car. Man, I know a couple of Brazilians. Pretty cool. Very, very cool. Colbs, what's up? Rooting for Bag City out here. He's currently sitting P2 with a 104.6. 2 wins this season. Done fantastic out there. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. 2 poles, 8 podium finishes. That is insane. So you gotta love to see it. Culture out here. Pokey fan. J Mac attack still out here. Panda, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Speaking of Panda, we are still waiting for our Panda to get out there. I had so much. Yeah, what happened, Panda? Are you gonna get back out on track? Tell me yes, because I want to hear yes. I hate it when guys aren't able to go to the race, or you know, something happens with it. So I hope you can. J Mac attack 105.8. That just shows you how close it is. The fastest with a 104.1. J Mac attack on the outside of the top 10 with a 105.8. Coming on to pit road, Dion on pit lane. Liebert looks like he is out on track finally. Infamous turn 1 spin out. Yeah, it's brutal. Racer Wreck, how are you? I'm sure you can, Daviandre. I don't really race this, I'll be honest. I mostly am just in the booth, which I don't know a lot about F1. This is my first season doing it. I need to watch F1. I hear that I miss a lot of fantastic racing in real life. I mean, and from what I see just on here with these guys, it's pretty awesome. These guys do an amazing job. We keep coming back to Culture. He's strong out there. A lot of 104s. We have 4 of them out there. Oh, I have 5 of them, I should say. Jacob is the final one. It goes all the way from a 104.1 to a 104.9. Crazy. Repeat, how are you? Yes, the last few races have been good. I know I talking to a few drivers and they're wondering, when are we gonna get a rain race? If you guys watched any of the last season, so many races had rain. We haven't had a single race in the rain. We've had qualifying, but not a race. From the F1 paddock. That'd be crazy. Justin moving on up to a 104.6. Ranger still on pole with a 104.1. Mayor of Bag City, top 3. Take a look at this. How close. 104.651. Justin narrowly beating Mayor of Bag City out, and he is going to be on his out lap. So let's take a look at Mayor of Bag City. Been so extremely strong out here. A really fun season to watch him. Man, you know, it's always between Rangers and Mayor of Bag City, but I feel like Culture is super strong. I really want to see him. I want to see him win tonight. I feel like he's got a lot of confidence going in here, so he's going to be my dark horse pick. Justin, though, I can't discount him. Look at that time. He's really pulled it out of the bag here from practice over to qualifying. With almost less than a minute left in qualifying, I'm really impressed with what I've seen in Justin's time also. Done hoping to make up spots in the race. It is close out here. It is very close. We're on board with Mayor of Bag City. Like I said, very, very strong out here. Racing for normally Ferrari. Very, very strong. Jacob as his teammate here. So they have a lot of points. Oh, I gotta take a look. Let's take a look at how many points they have. I know I said it earlier. Ferrari, yeah, they are leading with 220. Rangers, you know, I think that he would be leading if he had a teammate. His teammate left early on in the season. So without a teammate, he hasn't gotten many points. J-Mac joined the team a few races ago, so he is definitely catching up. But not as much as if he had a teammate the entire season. So we'll see if they give them some major competition now that there are 2 drivers on the Mercedes team. They are, it looks like, about 12 points behind. So it can be made up, guys. It definitely can. I would love to drive in real life Alpine. That's amazing. I think it's so cool that teams will bring in drivers from iRacing or other opportunities that you can get from it. It's really, really cool to see. So yeah, I don't think I'm that driver though. I'm definitely not fast enough on here. Repeat says, miss that JCX12 guy. Went to Homestead with him and others to watch Junior's last race. Oh, how cool is that? Yeah, you know what? They have an entire crew going over to the races this weekend. Friends picking up friends from the airport tomorrow. So they're gonna have a blast. I'm a little jealous. It'll be a lot of fun. All right, let's take a look. Pokey fan still out, 105.0. Look at all the 105.0. Stanton Drums, 105.008. JC, 105.015. Hokey fan, 105.041. And Skyland, 105.087. Absolutely incredible. That is wild, you guys. Yeah, like I said, this is going to make me excited for the race. Ranger's going to be on pole with a 104.1. Mayor of Bag City bringing it down to a 104.2, passing up Leaf Justin for that second spot. Justin going to be a 104.6. Culture in 4th. Jacob in 5th. Stanton Drums in 6th. JC in 7th. Hokey fan, he's going to be in 8th with a 105.041. Skyland in 9th. Libert rounding out the top 10. Panda in 11th. J-Mac Attack in 12th. Dion 4 Dub in 13th. And Woozy Emu in 14th. And I feel like, you guys, that this is one of our smaller fields that we've seen. These guys have really had a lot of drivers out. I think at one time we've seen 18 or 19, either last week or the week before that. So tonight is a little bit of a shorter field. I know, David, we're missing you. 14 is still a good crowd, but it's definitely shorter. But you know, it's summer. People are on vacation. I'm going to be on vacation for my favorite track I saw tonight, Saudi Arabia. I'm a little sad, like I said, but I know they will have an amazing race. These guys will go out for their formation lap. Get these guys started around, but yeah. Yes, I think there might be some lap traffic out here. It is a fast track, but you do have to watch the first couple of turns, so it's going to be interesting. I think these guys, I want to take a look. Yeah, all these guys started on the softs except for Dion, so they stayed true to what they had on in qualifying here, so gonna be interesting, but they can get around 17 or so laps out of the soft tires. After that, it's gonna be close. They can go to mediums, but like I said, it will be extremely close. If they can make that happen, they will have to save their tires a little bit, so we'll see how they go about that. Or they can go straight to the hards, and that will last about 25 laps, depending on how hard they run those tires. Ranger's gonna be leading us off on pole. David, if you want to come in, yeah, let me know and I'll send you an invite if you're online. I'm gonna have to turn you up though, because I know I had to turn down my game volume. All right. Let me see if you're online. Try to get you in here before they go. There we go. Tomorrow night we will be in the booth. Repeat deny for IndyCar. We're gonna be headed to Iowa Speedway, so it's gonna be a wild race. I'm super pumped about it. These guys are getting lined up, gridded up, ready for the Austrian Grand Prix. David, welcome to the booth.
Sorry for pestering you.
You're good. Come on out.
I will say this fun being there, so.
It is, yeah, and it's gonna be a fun race.
Right.
David is one of SnB's drivers, and when he has not raced, he's been in the booth with me, keeping me company. Lights are on and getting ready to go out here at the Austrian Grand Prix, and they are off and running. Rangers with a great start out here. Mayor of Bag City going side by side, gets a pull out in front of Culture. Leaf Justin gonna fall back to fourth. These guys single file for the top three. After that, they are absolutely wild. Let's take a look at them. Starting to kind of thin out, but still too wide. You can see them right here. Stanton Drums and JC going side by side through the corner. We'll see who manages to get a one-up on the other, but Stanton Drums in seventh, JC in sixth. Jacob X99 going to be in the top five. Justin in fourth. Culture in third. Mayor of Bag City just under 8/10 seconds behind Rangers, who is our leader, David. Already putting a little bit of a gap between Rangers and Mayor. We already lost David. David's gone. Take a look at this. I'm gonna go on board with Mayor of Bag City. He's got Culture, who is directly behind him. You can see him right there, not too far behind. Very close race, but it looks like Justin. Take a look. Trouble for Justin as he's going through the corner here. I don't know if he had some help here. Liebert leaves the session. Justin trying to get back on track, but that's gonna move him down to P14. So unfortunate. JC, 3-second time penalty, multiple warnings for him, so our first on the board with a penalty. Rangers still on the run here. Mayor trying to do all he can to catch up. Culture, he's going to try to hunt down Mayor of Bag City, and Culture is my dark horse tonight. Let me try to get you one more time here, David. See what we can do. Rangers with the fastest lap so far, a 1:06.9. DRS is now enabled. Once they get within a second of the driver ahead of them, or behind, I suppose, they can bring out that DRS to use. I think we're going to see a lot of that tonight, to be honest. This is a very tight race, tight track. I think we're going to see a lot of that for these guys. A lot of great straights to be able to take advantage of that. Hopefully we're good. I don't want to jinx us.
Knocking on wood.
Culture falling back to 5th. Skyland moves up to 4th. Jacob in 3rd. Sky with a huge jump and on the grid here. Who was that we just saw?
Damn, I think we got a spinner here. That's Mayor just spun, I believe.
Mayor was in 2nd, you guys. Trouble for him. I was looking at these position changes and Mayor spun it. Moves down to 7th behind Dion. Rangers, that's going to allow him to have a huge gap over 2nd, which is going to be Jacob. 5.2 gap between the two.
It looked like he spun on the exit of turn 6.
Very unfortunate.
Didn't contact anybody, but
Jacob, which is Mayer's teammate, is going to take over that 2nd spot. Mayer, we've had trouble with him before. He's made his way up through traffic. I suppose he can do it here tonight. I mean, very talented driver. I will not be surprised at all. He will be knocking on the door of Dion very, very shortly. Try to take over that P6 spot. Let's go on board with him. You can see Hokie Fan right up ahead past Dion, but man, Mayer already trying to take a look, see if he can make that run on him. I think he's gonna have to wait until we get around these final 2 corners, and then once we get on the straight, enable that DRS, and we'll see him on the move trying to make his way by Dion for a P6. Kind of takes that wide out here. Let's go on board. I want to see the telemetry. Yeah, using that DRS. Dion gets a little oversteer coming off the corner there. That's going to be an advantage for Mayor of Bag City. He's going to pass Dion over here before we get to turn 3. Heads deep into the corner there. Great job for Mayor. Dion is going to fall back about 4. What'd you say, David? All right, let's turn the telemetry off here. We have 3 drivers now on the mediums. Interesting. Dion's going to be one of them. We have JC on it. Panda. Take a look at how close this battle is still. Hawk, we're missing you out here too. We were just talking about it. Missing a few drivers that we normally see on track. Rangers still with a lead. That gap is ever increasing. Jacob in 2nd. Skyland is going to be 3rd. Skyland looking very strong tonight. I'm curious what kind of strategies these guys will play. David, what do you think about the tires? Oh, he gone again. Oh no, we lost him. We lost him. All right, so far only 1 penalty for the night. I don't think that we're gonna see too many. What I'm very curious about though, what is it gonna be for pit entrance and exit? It's gonna be pretty wild to watch these guys. If you have ever had to pit here, it can be pretty tricky. Culture about 2 seconds back, sitting P4. Mayor of Bag City already up to 5th. We saw him have an incident. He moved back to 7th. on his way, making his way back through the field. You can see he's got his sight on Culture up ahead. Going into this corner here, you really have to nail it through there to get that momentum coming off. You got a winding long straight here before we have to really woe it down. He's gonna use that DRS, try to pass him going into this corner. Gets it woed down. A huge power move by Mayor. Passes up Culture. He's gonna move on to P4. Next, he's gonna be working on, look at this. J-Mac, Panda, both with a time penalty here. Skyland up ahead. Mayor of Bag City is 10.6 seconds behind our leader. He's got quite the uphill battle to go from here. 3 drivers with penalties. Skyland, he's currently sitting P3, looking very, very strong. Ah, man. We do have a caution out here. Let's take a look. It might be Stanton Drums in trouble out here. It makes his way back on track and a fall to 12th, though. Unfortunate to see. We'll see if he can't make his way back up. Another issue for him. Spins it around, no contact, luckily. Doesn't look like there's any damage for him, but oh, close call. Tries to make his way back on track, but oh, man. Heartbreaker for him as he enters on pit lane. Lap 7 of 36. Still very early for these drivers to head to pit road. Stratus, how are you? Hope you're doing well. Rangers still increasing that gap over Jacob to 6.7. I would love to see Jacob win tonight. You know, I love to see new winners. Rangers has a ton of wins, 7 wins so far this season. Mayor of Bag City with 2. That's it. We've had 2 winners this season. Those are the 2 winners. Rangers and Mayor of Bag City. If we see somebody else win tonight, it will be their first of the season. Mayor of Bag City in a battle with Culture, passes him up. That's going to be for P3. Where is this guy coming from? It is insane. We'll go on board with Culture and watch this as Mayor of Bag City just absolutely flies. Gets crazy momentum coming off the exits here. I'll be making my return to iRacing soon. Glad to hear it. All right, David. We'll give it another shot here. Culture having a great night. Would love to see him as a winner here. Would love to see Jacob as a new winner here. Very fast track. Winding corners and a few that you really have to woe it down. So far, only a couple of incidents with self-spins. No major thing happening. I'm sure they would like it to be something bigger so that we have a virtual safety car, but so far it's not happening tonight. All right, let's go through the field one by one. Rangers, he is your leader so far, 7.1 seconds ahead of the group. Jacob gonna be in second with, man, doing phenomenal out here. He's got his teammate directly behind him, P3, Mayor of Bag City, 11.4 seconds behind our leader and a 3-second penalty. Last week, you guys, you know, we had some major issues with penalties. Really switched up where these guys finished. And yeah, some of these guys were a little sad on where they finished. Mayor of Bag City almost won, but got a final penalty that just secured the win for Rangers, who is on to pit lane. So Mayor of Bag City gonna take the lead. Caution in sectors 2 and 3. JC is going to be one of the cautions out here. Very, very interesting, but Mayor of Bag City gonna enjoy the lead. Rangers surprised he went in already. Very interesting. Lap 11 of 36. Let's take a look. I want to see what tires he is going to be on. He's going to be on the medium tire compound. Skyland on the hards. He's going long haul, trying to make it last as much as he can. First stop of the night, JC. First scheduled stop, I should say, although a little early. JC has 7-lap-old tires. Panda, 7-lap-old tires. Stanton Drums had to go in 2 laps ago. Another caution this time is going to be for Liebert. Very interesting. Some of these guys having some issues tonight. Let's go on board with him. One of the things you see, a lot of these guys starting to get those penalties hard into the wall. Issue for Liebert as he has some drivers passing him. He's got a DNF. That is going to be the end of his night. So unfortunate out here. Safety car is out. Mayor of Bag City is the leader. Culture in second. Rangers in third. J-Mac attack. How about that? Teammates, Rangers and J-Mac. Third and fourth. J-Mac going to be the highest mover of the night so far. 8 positions gained. A lot of these drivers will go on to pit lane to switch out those tires. Man, I'm heartbroken for Liebert. Doing so well out there. Mayor of Bag City really needs to keep up this momentum. Heading on to pit lane. Culture doing the same, and I would imagine all these guys are going to head out there. Rangers even taking advantage once again. Getting those fresh tires. Great call for Rangers. These guys coming out of pit lane. Top 5 drivers. Jacob chooses to stay out here. Let's take a look at how old his tires are. Yeah, only 1 lap old tires. He should be good to go. Woozy Emu, 12 lap old tires. JC Panda, 8 lap old tires. So I'm curious if some of these guys will be going into pit lane. Yeah, absolutely. David makes a great point. Nasty crash. Sometimes forget that after you spin, the tires are too hot from you spinning it. 0 grip in that case. You really have to take it easy, and unfortunately, you just found out the hard way that the tires just literally have no grip once you heat them up that hard. Lap 13 of 36. Jacob is in the lead now since he stayed out. Mayor of Bag City. 3-second time penalty for him. J-Mac attack. Panda and JC. Our top 3 is going to be Jacob, Mayor, and Culture. Rangers just looking on the outside of the podium. Sitting P4 as these guys are lined up. Waiting for it to go back to green. We have JC trying to catch up to the crew. JC sitting in an excellent position, just a lap or so older tires than the rest of the drivers. We'll see how he maneuvers around the track, if he can hold that position for a little bit. Woozy Emu, very interesting that he has not gone in yet. I would imagine 6 and so on are not going to be too excited to see that he has stayed out. Stanton Drums with the DNF. Brutal. Not quite sure what happened to him, but yeah. 12 drivers left on the track here. Safety car will be in this lap. Oh, this is gonna be crazy. Woozy makes me a little nervous with how old his tires are. These guys will be making their way around. Woozy up 9 spots. Biggest mover of the night with that move staying out. They will be rounding the final corners here before we go back to green. Safety car will go in. And once we hit lap 15, back to green. Green we go. Jacob leading us off. Teammate directly behind him. Mayor of Bag City. Culture gonna be in 3rd. Look at how extremely close that is, and Rangers just on the heels, taking a look, trying to see what's going on up ahead of him. Mayor of Bag City under attack by Culture. We'll see how hard he pushes the issue. He's gonna go to the inside. Skyline gets a 3-second time penalty. He will be on the outside going into this corner. Another tricky spot for a lot of drivers. Mayor gonna take up a lot of the track, trying to squeeze him to the outside. A caution in sector 2. Let's take a look. That looks like Skyline possibly. Woozy Emu, that is Woozy Emu. Fell back from the top 5 all the way to 12th. Jacob holding out strong as Mayor of Bag City, and Culture were kind of going back and forth with the battle. Rangers taking a look on the inside, going side by side into the corner. What a huge power move, wheel to wheel right there. A huge jump over Culture. He's going to bring it up to P3 right there. Culture's going to fall back to 4th. Pokey Fan P5. J Mac Attack in 6th. That's going to be Rangers teammate here. Strong night for those Ferrari drivers. Jacob and Mayor of Bag City sitting 1-2 so far. Culture still not too far behind. All these guys within a second. I'm not sure what happened to Rangers, but he has fallen back, you guys. I need a replay button. That was a very gutsy move. He comes onto pit lane, must have some damage. Ah, man. Tough night for Rangers so far, not going as planned. Let's take a look at the tires. Will he switch it out and go on to the softs? No, he's going to go on hards. He's planning on making this last. The entire rest of the race gotta have to use strategy to try to make something happen for these guys. Ranger, how are you? Hope you're doing good. Jacob still leading. I'm really impressed with him out here. I'd love to see him get that win. He's got some company. Teammate Mayor of Bag City already passing him up for the lead. He takes over that spot. Jacob in 2nd, Culture in 3rd. Tight race for these top 3. They are pretty solid out here. They have quite a gap between 3rd and 4th. That's going to be J Mac Attack, who is about 4.6 seconds behind 3rd. Mayor of Bag City with the fastest lap. Jacob, 3-second time penalty. I want to take a look at the penalties. We've had a couple of drivers say penalties could be an issue tonight. Skyland is the only one with 6 seconds on the board for penalties. He's got to make up some spots here. A tough start for him. Lap 18 of 36. We're about halfway. Very, very close. Yeah, penalties are starting to pile up here. Culture, Dion, Rangers, Woozy. One of the only ones that do not have a penalty. That can change any moment. Mayor of Bag City racking up those penalties. That's going to move him up to 6 seconds of penalties. Jacob is going to be his teammate. He's right behind him. That will cost him, if this race finished right here, that would cost him the win. That's how important it is to not get a penalty here. Make sure that you keep it under everyone else who is behind you. Unfortunately, Mayor has stretched that. He has 6 seconds and penalties. He will have to put at least 6 seconds between him and second place, his teammate, Jacob. Rangers. I want to go back to him. 27 seconds behind the leader. He was the pole sitter tonight, led several laps. Had some trouble out here. Now finds himself in P11 in an uphill battle. But I'll tell you what, Mayor of Bag City, he found himself in that same position. Not as far back as Rangers, but he was in 7th. Made his way all the way back up. And we do have our second safety car of the night. I would assume that is going to be from Woozy Emu, who is our 3rd driver with a DNF. Austrian Grand Prix is proving to be quite a challenge for some of these drivers. Great night for Ferrari. Dion and Justin for Aston Martin. We have Justin in 5th. Dion, let's see, he's in 4th. So these teammates are directly next to each other also. Although as soon as I say that, there goes Justin. I do believe he is on pit lane. Vulture still in 3rd. I'm rooting for him. He is my dark horse tonight. Jacob, really impressed with him. Love to see him win also. JC in 5th. We had a lot of different guys rooting for some drivers tonight. Let me know if you're just tuning in. Who's your driver? Who do you got? Mayor of Bag City looking very strong, looking to make 3 wins this season. He's got some competition from his teammate though. Jacob, like I said, looking very good out there tonight. Pretty impressed with him. And before we had the safety car, if it did finish right there, Jacob would be the winner tonight, just based on penalties. Rangers with 7 wins, Mayor with 2. Rangers with 7 poles, Mayor of Bag City with 2 poles. Podiums, Mayor and Rangers are tied with 8. Hulk and Culture tied with 4. Justin with 2 podiums and Sky with 1. Still under the safety car, but man, oh man, lap 21 of 36. What a race. I knew it was going to be close, but I think these drivers are really pushing it right now. Trying to get everything that they can, trying to make up the time that they can. And unfortunately for some of these drivers, it is not working out the way that they hoped. Take a look at those tires. Rangers, 3-lap-old tires on the hard tire compound. The oldest tires are going to be our top 4 drivers. Jacob on 9-lap-old tires, currently sitting P2. The rest of these guys went in fresh tires, medium compound. Some of them are on softs. I do believe Dion, if he saves, and Panda, if they save, it's going to be close. It's going to be extremely close. I don't know if they can finish out on those tires. We'll find out. We saw some having a play in tire strategy out there last week. I do believe there was the penalties that secured the win. Or I should say, lack of penalties secured the win. All right, with these guys on older tires, we'll see how 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th How do they compare to our top 4 drivers that are on the older tire compounds? I'm gonna assume that our safety car will go in this time around. JC with AlphaTauri sitting with a top 4 so far. Bloomy, his teammate, not on track tonight. Liebert from McLaren, he was out tonight. DNF, Stanton Drums, Woozy, we lost all 3 of those drivers. Jacob, the racing so far is awesome. A very fast track. We're seeing though, when you know, you have to get woed down a lot for these cars heading into turns 3 and 4 especially. You can see going into the first corner down there, you really have to get woed down for that also. And that's where we're seeing a lot of issues tonight. One, 3, and 4 is going to be our biggest spots that we're going to see these issues at. All right, we're getting ready to go back to green once again. J-Mac already with a 3-second time penalty. Just going back to green. Mayor of Bag City safely going through the first corner here. Jacob, his teammate, right behind him. Let's take a look. He's got some company back here. Culture just putting the pressure on JC12. He's got his eyes set on these guys. Just really hugging that curb all over Jacob X99. You have to be fast, you have to be aggressive, but you can't push it too much. You will end up in the curb. You will push those boundaries just a little too much, get that penalty, or worse, you could bin it. Definitely what you do not want to do. Brooks, how are you? Ah, you got it. Nice. So glad to hear. We'll have to race together sometime. Well, I should say, if they go cross-platform, we'll have to race together. The driver's being a bit too advantageous with the track limits. I agree. I agree. Kind of pushing it out here. There's only a few drivers that do not have it. Rangers being one of those. Mayor of Bag City, a 2-second gap so far. Let's take a look at Rangers. He's got JC leading that group. What a group that is. Take a look. JC hugging that curb. Rangers gonna look on the outside. JC with some momentum coming off that exit there. Pokey fan not too far behind. Let's take a look at him. Skyland making a comeback. He is already up to P7. Great job to him. Justin, we saw him up earlier, I do believe in the top 5. He has fallen back to 10th. J Mac Attack also back to P11. Rangers with the most stop tonight, along with Panda. 3 stops for each of these guys. Panda with a 3-second time penalty. Let's bring out the penalty, guys. They are growing. Mayor, Sky, Panda, J-Mac, 6 seconds of time penalties. Really gonna hurt these guys out here. Almost a 3-second lead. JDM Culture passes up Jacob. That is gonna separate these teammates. Culture gonna look to try to track down our leader, Mayor of Bag City, chase the rabbit and bring it home tonight. Lap 25 of 36. Jacob not letting him get away. He's going to try all he can do to stay on top of Culture. Put the pressure on him. Try to make him mess up. Take over that P2 spot. Meanwhile, J Mac Attack looks like he's got an issue here. Sky with an issue also. It could have been Skyland. He falls back to P10. Dion way off pace. Ah, man, so unfortunate for some of these guys. Mayor of Bag City, he is under attack. Culture on the move, bringing it down below 2-second gap here. Justin with the time penalty, 6 seconds, 6th, 7th, and 8th, 9th, all with the same penalties. Also our leader. That gap increased a little bit. We'll see if Culture can rein him in a little bit. Ranger's gonna be top 3, Hokie Fan in 4th. I don't even know where to watch, you guys. Action everywhere. Tons and tons of movers, Culture and Rangers. Literally no penalties yet. No penalties. Dion, no penalty, but man, he is just off pace, out back. Something had to have happened to him. Really hugging these curbs, sending it really deep, trying to get everything he can. Remember, he took, I do believe, yeah, he's on the hard tire compound, the only one on track on that compound. He's looking to run out here for the long haul, hoping that these guys have to go in, and they most certainly will have to go in. He's hoping to stay out and take the win that way. Panda up 6 spots from where he started. J-Mac up 5 spots, gaining some spots back. Justin, you saw these guys 10th and 11th up there once again. JC on pit lane coming off. Culture starting to fall back, you guys. Can anyone catch Mayor of Bag City? He's got 1 stop so far, 13 lap-old tires. Ranger's not too far behind. The difference is, though, medium to hards. You'll get about 5 to 6 extra laps depending on how you drive, how hard you drive on these. So we'll see what happens. Oh man, it is going to be close. Let me know in chat, what do you think is going to happen? Will we see Mayor of Bag City secure his 3rd win of the season? Will Culture get it? Or will Rangers take that strategy home and bring home his 8th win of the season? Can you imagine that? 8 wins. This is round 10, you guys. That is crazy. Culture 3.5 back. Rangers reeling him in. You know he's going to be using that DRS soon, trying to get that enabled here. Let's go on board with Rangers. You can see 7th gear right now. Culture definitely under attack. Skyland, another penalty here. Really unfortunate, sitting P8. Jacob behind him, who was up in 2nd. He has fallen back from 2nd to 9th. At one point, he was the leader. There goes Rangers, man, with a hard turn to the right, trying to make a pass. He succeeds in doing so. Woes it down for the corner entry. Turn 3, he's gonna make his way on to turn 4. Some really racy moves by these drivers. Culture directly behind him. Gonna try to keep up pace, but Rangers on those fresher tires. On the hard compound, that is gonna be interesting to see how they maneuver around that. Ranger starting to pull away from Culture, who is falling back. My dark horse. I'm rooting for you, Culture. I'm rooting for you. Question is, will he go on to pit lane and have to make another stop? Rangers on a flyer lap, 106.5, the fastest of the night here at the Austrian Grand Prix. Sitting P2. You can see him up there. He's got a little glimpse. You know, he is chomping at the bit, getting a little oversteer coming off the exit here. D on 4 dub, DNF for him. We saw him struggling in the back. Looks like he had an issue, and that is going to be the end of his night tonight. Only 10 drivers are set on the field. Vulture still hanging on directly behind Rangers. Let's take a look at Hokie Fan. Solid night for him, P4. About 3 seconds behind him, we have Justin, who's got some company. Panda. Oh, what's going on with Panda? We have a safety car out. What happened? We have JC on the pit lane, making his way back to the track. Quite a few safety cars tonight. This is going to change a lot, you guys. This changes everything. If all of these guys decide to pit, yeah, it is on. The biggest thing you got to worry about at this point are the penalties, and are you taking the stop here? 17 lap old tires for Mayor of Bag City. There's no way I can imagine him staying out at this time. Rangers already goes in. Culture goes in. Justin goes in. Skyland. Fresh tires for these guys on softs. Looking to run it as hard as they can and bring it home. Oh, wow. What a race changer right here. These guys giving it all tonight, making my voice go out, I'll tell you. I will be absolutely shocked if Mayor, Pokey, J-Mac, if they do not go in. I will be very shocked. Let me know if you're the leader. If you're watching right now and you are the leader, are you going in? I'm shocked, you guys. Staying out once again. If he stays out, Rangers is just going to have a huge advantage. Fresh tires, the soft compounds. Wow. Lap 32 of 36. This race is winding down. I'm nervous. I'm excited. I have no clue what's going to happen here. Penalties. Let's take a look. Let's get a reminder of what's happening here. Mayor of Bag City, 6 seconds. Hokie Fan, 3. J Mac Attack, who's sitting P3 right now, he's got 6 also. Rangers with 3. Culture sitting great with 0 penalties. Leaf Justin with 6. Skyland with 9. Jacob with 3. JC with 3. Panda, DNF for him. 9 drivers. It is down to 9 drivers. This is wild, you guys. I'm nervous. Panda, I'm sad. A curb. Yeah, the curbs are brutal. They really upset these cars. They do not like it. You go over them wrong, you're gonna bend it. Absolutely bend it. All right, Panda. What do you think is gonna happen? I have to ask you. You just left the race. What do you think? Mayor of Bag City, 18 lap old tires. Can he bring it home? I'm really shocked the top 3 drivers did not hit. This is wild. It is going to be an absolute shootout. These guys are going to just have to have a massive run. Mayor of Bag City, he's going to have to drive this like no other to try to bring this home as a winner. It could work out very well. The good thing, he does have a couple of drivers between him and Rangers to help him out. Culture, yes. New tires. Sitting in a great position. But they're going to have to drive super hard. Mayor of Bag City is going to have to... What the... Culture! Tell me he's gonna get back in. Tell me he's gonna get back in. Safety car is in this lap, and our top 3 drivers on older tires. Mayor of Bag City. You know that those tires are going to be screaming at him in a few laps if they aren't already. I don't know. I want to see a new winner. I'd love Hokey Fan to win. I'd love J-Mac to win. But man, this is a tough call. Very tough call for these guys. I just want to see Culture rejoin. Let's get him back on track. 9 drivers remain as we go back to green, this time around to lap 34 of 36. Here we go, back to green. Once again, Mayor of Bag City really gonna have to drive the wheels off of this car, literally. Heading into the first corner here, trouble for Hokey Fan. He saves it, but man, oh man, that's gonna hurt him a little bit. Rangers in a battle for his life. Culture is out P3, but Rangers, take a look at this. Huge amounts of traffic for him, stuck behind Culture. These two going back and forth. That is gonna help Mayor of Bag City. Lap 34 of 36. He's gonna try to send it deep here. Oh, well, look like he might. He's gonna hold off. DRS is not enabled. Just yet, at least. I am nervous. I am nervous. I'm excited. I do not know what to expect. Let's go over to the penalties. Keep an eye on those. Hokey Fan, if it didn't, right now, Hokey Fan would be our winner. Well, would he? Let's take a look. 6 seconds. We got 3 seconds. Culture with no. You guys, this is crazy. Rangers in 4th. Culture in 3rd. Mayor of Bag City, another time penalty, crushing his win dreams of the night. Oh man, heartbreaking for him. This is, penalties. It can make or break your race. He is at the point where it has broken his race and a chance at the win. This would have been his 3rd win of the season unless something happens to 2nd. 3rd, it's going to be brutal. Absolutely brutal for these guys. Culture still in 3rd. Rangers. 3-second time penalty sitting P4. Take a look at this battle though. Wow. On board with Rangers. He's got company behind him, in front of him. Makes the move. He goes to 3rd. He has Hokey Fan in his sights. Lap 36 of 36. Rangers just on a heater lap with a 106.1, the fastest of the night. Final lap. Mayor of Bag City. Yeah, it's going to change things around. Hokey Fan passed by Rangers. Mayor of Bag City, you know he's driving frustrated. He knows this is it. 9 seconds in penalty. That has hurt his race. Rangers, I mean, these guys are so close. That could hurt him. Mayor of Bag City currently sitting in the lead out front. As far as the scoring goes afterwards, that will not be the case as Ranger approaches very quickly here. Take a look. Putting that gap on Culture. He is the only one without a penalty. Culture is. Here we go around the final corner. Mayor of Bag City brings it home. He's going to cross the line first. Rangers will be the winner. Culture in 2nd. Hokey Fan in 3rd. Mayor of Bag City falls back to 6th. You guys, wow. What a race. Penalties just going crazy out here. You can see Rangers celebrating. Hokey Fan, driver of the day, definitely deserved. Celebrating. Oh, wow. Great drive for Rangers. Hokey, Culture. fantastic run for these guys tonight. Mayor of Bag City put in his all to try to make it happen, but the penalties just took him out of the running for the win. Lost several positions. Rangers brings home his 8th win of the season. All right, let's bring these guys out. Let's get hokey. I literally have no voice left. You know, I don't know. It was so extremely close with Culture. I was kind of curious if he was going to bring the win home, but it is definitely scoring him in second. Rangers.
Credit him with the he's going to get the win. I had penalty.
Okay, that's what I thought, because it should, but the game has not credited him with that yet. So
no, he definitely.
Okay, Culture. Is he in yet?
What's up?
You were my dark horse tonight to win. You brought it home. A wild race. I wasn't sure. I know the game was scoring Rangers as the winner right now, but with the penalties that he got throughout the race, man, oh man, how did you keep it clean and bring it home for the win tonight?
It was actually quite a struggle. I had a spin early on. My tires weren't gripping. And then once I got onto the mediums after the safety cars and stuff, I just tried to conserve my tires mainly, and I had to slow down a lot on a lot of the turns. I saw where everybody was getting all the penalties at, so I tried to take a more conservative line and be aggressive when I could be.
Yeah, we had a lot of penalties out there tonight. Where was it that you saw that the trouble spots were?
It definitely looked like it was a lot of turn 1 and the exits onto the front stretch. That's where it looked like. I mostly had trouble in sector 3. That was my worst sector all race.
When you saw the top few guys did not pit under that last safety car, what were your thoughts?
I was just hoping that they wouldn't block, but luckily we had DRS on the last lap, so that helped out a lot.
Absolutely. Well, I'm so happy for you. You got your first win of the season. You had some fans out there, me included, so happy to see you win out there. A huge congratulations tonight. You brought it home for the Austrian Grand Prix.
Yeah, thanks. I would have loved to win it on merit, but if it comes down to penalties, so be it.
A win is a win, right?
Yeah, a win's a win.
Absolutely. All right, Rangers, I'm going to assume that you were in second then. Is a wild night of penalties.
Rangers is in second.
Yes. All right. So Rangers, you saw Mayor, he was piling on those penalties. Man, just heartbreaker out there for him. But how were you trying to keep up the speed and keep down the penalties?
You know, I don't know. It was a fast-paced track. I was very comfortable with that track. I just, I don't know. I just got behind early. I would say early, but that safety car came out. That first safety car came out at a really crappy time for me, right when I just pissed. So I fell behind, and then I just locked up, and I got into the back of Tim. That was my fault. I broke my wing, and then after that, I got the penalty. I was just pushing. So I mean, I put the hards on. I was just gonna go to the end with him, and I just pushing as hard as I could. Got a penalty, and couldn't make the gap to JDM. And it was fun though. We were racing.
Yeah, definitely a fun track. So I saw you go in at the beginning of the race a couple of times. What forced that? Was it an issue that you had? I know you said you had a couple of incidents, but it was pretty early on, so I was shocked. I didn't know if that was like a strategy call. I assumed you had trouble though.
I mean, the first pit stop was planned.
Okay.
I put the mediums on, and then that safety car came out, which I had another set of fresh mediums, so I just threw those on. And I don't know, I just broke too late. Got in the back of Tim, and then that's when I broke the right front wing, and I had to go in the third time within the first 13 laps. And,
I saw that.
It was annoying, but I mean, a few safety cars caught me back up to the field, and we'll take P2 with the fastest lap. So
I mean, you had a massive drive back. So huge congratulations to you.
It's the A tracks.
What?
I haven't won at any of the A tracks.
Really?
The tracks that start with an A, I've lost all three of them.
All right, I'll have to remember that. But yeah, P2, fantastic run back through the field, definitely. So huge congratulations for that. But I'll be watching out for the next A track.
Appreciate it.
All right, Hokie fan, rounding out the podium finish here. What a race tonight. Take us through how your race went and how you secured a podium.
Honestly, look, I was the slowest of the 9 cars left in the race. I didn't have any spins, and I didn't have any damage throughout the whole race. So I think that really helped. Strategy helped a little bit, and then just staying on track was probably what topped it off. I thought Tim was going to get me, and then he got another 3 seconds, so I just made sure to stay on track and stay within that 6-second window. And that's basically how I got third.
Yeah.
But it was definitely a crazy race. Had to check up a few times to avoid some wrecks. The safety cars played in my way, so it worked out for me.
That last safety car absolutely changed everything. And I know, were you surprised that the top few drivers did not pit? I'll be honest, I was very surprised.
Well, Tim was in first, and then I was going to be second. I was out of tires.
Okay.
The only thing I had to put on was hards, and I knew that was not going to work. So that was my only choice. So I'm like, well, I'll just take the 2 positions and just hope I can stay within the 3-second window of Tim. And then he got another 3 second, and
yeah,
that led the way to where I could get with him.
Well, there you have it. Great race tonight. A really fun one to watch. A lot of competition. The name of the game tonight was definite stay consistent, stay on track, and keep the penalties down. We saw Culture with his first win tonight, so a huge congratulations to him. Next week, we are at the Netherlands Grand Prix. So it's going to be a fun one. I've never been there, so I need to check out the track. But thank you for tuning in tonight, guys. We'll see you next week. Same day, same time, 8 p.m. Eastern on Wednesday. It is Wednesday tonight, so I'll see you guys next Wednesday. Tomorrow night, I will be on Traction's channel. We are going to be doing the IndyCar series, and they are headed to Iowa Speedway. If you want to watch some crazy racing, watch that one. It'll be just as crazy as tonight.